Hi guys, Marshall here with this week's Q&A. You're going to hear banging and booming and things going on because I rent a basement apartment and the house flooded. But it didn't get down to me. It went into the subflooring over there, and they're having to replace a lot of walls and stuff. So that's what's going on. Okay, so this week's Q&A, I posted 2 questions. Only one of them got any attention, so we'll deal with that one. And then Connie asked me to elaborate on something I posted earlier this week about building identity. Okay? So we'll go with the question first. Building friendships, what can I do to make them happen for me? Friendship requires exposure, right? And for codependents, that's really scary. It's scary to let ourselves be seen because in the past, being seen meant criticism. It meant being met with contempt, with defensiveness, with attacks, with our differences being used to devalue us, and even accusations of being wrong or even bad. Okay? So we've got to start resolving that and branching out of the idea that everybody's like the people we've experienced in the past. In other words, we have to start to separate our experiences of people into discrete containers. This isn't really compartmentalization. It's really about acknowledging that so-and-so, they're mean, but so-and-so over here is really kind. And beginning to allow ourselves to connect with people that earn our trust and are kindful, but they're kind and they're warm and they're receptive and they're trustworthy. And for us to avoid interacting or even connecting with people who are not. So a lot of that has to deal with how we relate to ourselves and our own sense of identity, belonging, and worth. So building friendships starts with first understanding ourselves and befriending ourselves, getting to know and understand who we are, what we want, what we're looking for in life, what matters to us in our values, so that we can identify people we want to be friends with. Because, frankly, we have to become choosy about our relationships. And codependency was like, hey, take anything you get, because then you'll at least have something. But in healthy relating, we're decisive. But our decisiveness isn't based on fear. It's based on a promotion of our happiness. So it's founded on value. It's founded on our own sense of worth, our own sense of belonging, and our own concept of our presence. Like, if my presence, my existence is valuable, and I operate from that assumption, from that point of view, then friendships can become easy because I'm going to share myself with people. And those that like what I share and I like who they are, we can build friendships there. And those who don't like me, well, I don't build friendships there. And then I'll learn that there's people that I'm not really into or interested in, and I won't invest in them. But it's that experience we're looking for. So friendship also requires, as in any relationship, they require 4 elements. Companionship, that means physical presence, some kind of consistent interaction that feels tangible. Even if they're not actually local, they have a presence in our lives. Secondly, is support. They're willing to be supported by us. They're willing to give support when we ask for it, or even if they see that we need it. The third element to all relationships, including friendships, is intimacy. Now, in friendships, intimacy is typically emotional. This is where we're going to be sharing things that are vulnerable to us, that are sacred to us, that matter to us. We're going to allow those things to be experienced. In intimacy in like a relationship, like a romantic relationship, then we're talking about sexual interaction. We're also talking about a deeper emotional bonding, things like that. So far we have companionship, support, and intimacy. And then the fourth one is play. Play is the primary component to friendship, and really one of the most overlooked aspects of relationship out there. Friends play. Friends discover together. They do daring things together. They face the world together. So if you really want to foster friendships, you need to play. You need to get comfortable with playing. You got to get comfortable knowing what you like to do as play. And you need to let the support measure be less. Because a codependence, a lot of times we try to bond and connect with people through our pain. We don't connect through play or humor very frequently because we're over here in our pain and we're looking for support in it, and we feel a lot of validation and love and importance, like we matter when our pain's validated, but that burns people out because human beings have an empathy tolerance. We can only go so far, so much. So the way we balance that kind of tolerance out is with play. And friendship should be dominantly in play. I mean, that's what friends do. We go out and we play. We have fun. We engage in things. We laugh. We enjoy each other's presence, or all of our presence, whatever it is. So that's how you can start really building friendship. Get connected back to yourself. Start valuing and respecting and honoring your own presence, and then play. Get out there, let people see you, play with them. Play with those that have like-minded play, like you do, and allow yourself to just relax into it, to be present with it, and trust a little. Now, check out the other videos on trust using the Braving model from Brene Brown to understand how that looks, so that you know if you're actually, investing your time and energy into somebody that's valuable to you and there's someone you can actually trust. Okay? All right. Then in response to Connie's question, she was intrigued by my post about building identity earlier this week. Had difficulty conceptualizing and applying it to myself. Okay. Let's see. Because I mentioned this idea of playing with identity on the 23rd. That would have been Tuesday. So, identity, codependence, everybody has attributes they highly identify with. So, I highly identify with being an intellectual. I think and analyze a lot, right? And I create, and that's another thing I identify with, a creator. I create and distribute and teach. So there's an identity in teaching, things like that. When we get into codependent coping, when we get into narcissistic abuse, our identities are shaped at an emotional level as I'm not worth it. I'm disgusting. I'm unworthy. I'm unwanted. My love is unwanted. My affection is unwanted or repulsive. Things like that. These are all playing components of identity within us. So I've been exploring the identity of being love. So if I saw myself as love, what would that be? What are the behaviors I see myself doing? What are the things I see myself saying? What are the emotions I dominantly call to or pull from in my relationships? Because with identity, it's a default. So if I'm an angry person, I'm going to default to anger in something. Or if I'm insecure, if I choose to be an insecure person, then I'm going to default to insecurity when something happens. A lot of times with codependency, we default to being unlovable. Well, not worth it. I'm disgusting. There's something wrong with me. So the opposite of that is to default to love. Oh, they didn't like me, but I'm still lovable. There's another option. There's another opportunity. In fact, if we're coming from love and we've been rejected, but we're going to respond to rejection from love, my experience in that would be embracing the difference. It's like, okay, I'm fine with that. Because now they're getting what they want and need, and I'm getting what I want and need. Because that rejection just pointed us closer to where we want to be anyway. We dodged a bullet, in other words. So that's what I mean by playing with identity. We learn how to be something by experimenting with it. Now, there isn't a right way or a wrong way here. There's just, oh, this is what it is for me. So, and yeah, it's the default. It's the thing that you just go back to. It's like, okay, well, if I'm going to play confidence and something shitty happens, I'm going to go to confidence and see what that would do. So, oh, it broke. Confidence would be like, let's solve the problem. Let's find a solution. Let's fix it. What will it take? So that's what I mean when playing with identity. Okay. So let me know any other questions you guys have. I'm excited because this live stuff is going well. We're going to try Zoom next month. Maybe next week. We'll see. See if we can get it together. Obviously, there needs to be some planning in that, so I'll be putting that together for you all. But otherwise, thank you for being here. Let me know any other questions, and keep experimenting, keep getting out there, because this week it's all about holding, and holding is a big deal. Learning how to just hold our feelings. Not comfortable, not fun, the thing we typically avoid doing most. And if we really take that seriously and connect with it, we can start transforming our emotional experience. So keep with it, and I look forward to seeing what you guys say online. You guys have a great evening. Bye-bye.